Okay, let's start with a really big question. Who are you? No, I don't mean your name or your job or where you're from. I mean, who is the you that's actually experiencing this very moment? It's probably one of the deepest questions we can even ask. And today, we're going to try to find an answer by peeling back the layers of reality and consciousness itself. So, let's dive in. So, let's just jump right in with an idea that might feel a little weird. What if your waking life, this moment, right now, is just another kind of dream? I mean, seriously, take a second and think about that. The feelings you have, the people you know, the problems you're dealing with, how are we so absolutely sure that this is the real one? This question, well, it's the key that's going to unlock everything we're about to explore. To get our heads around this, we need to understand one key concept, ākar, which basically means form. Just look around you. The screen you're watching has a form, the seat you're in has a form, even your own thoughts, like, I'm hungry, or this is pretty interesting. They have a form too, an idea. Our entire world, everything we perceive, is built out of these forms. Now here's where it gets really fascinating. Our attachment to having a form is just relentless. Think about it. When you dream, your physical body is lying in bed, not moving at all. But do you experience that dream as some kind of floating, formless blob of consciousness? No way. Your mind immediately cooks up a dream body for you so you can walk around and interact with a dream world. It's like we have this deep primal need to be something, to always have a form. So, if our mind is constantly creating a form for us to experience everything, what does that tell us about the world we perceive through that form? Well, this leads us to a really fundamental principle of perception, one that kind of flips our whole idea of reality on its head. There's this saying from Vedantic philosophy that just nails it perfectly. As the seer is, so is the seen. What that really means is the world you experience out there isn't some fixed, objective thing. It's actually a direct reflection of who or what you believe yourself to be on the inside. Let's break down what this actually looks like. If you see yourself as a separate form, a person, of yakti, then naturally you're going to see a world filled with other separate forms, people, cars, buildings. The whole idea of an other is born in that moment. But what if the seer, the you at the center of it all, saw itself as just formless existence, astitva? Well, in that case, all those walls of separation would just dissolve. There'd only be one seamless, unified reality. So really let this sink in for a second. The world isn't just happening to you, it's unfolding from you. The very instant you accept the idea of me as this separate individual thing, you simultaneously create an entire universe of not me to go right along with it. You are literally the starting point for the reality you experience. Okay, this obviously raises a huge question. If our sense of self is the foundation for everything we see, then what is that self, really? To figure that out, we have to do a little detective work on ourselves. We're going to start peeling back the layers by looking at our own different states of consciousness. Just think about your own life for a minute. There's the you that's awake and listening to this right now. Then there's the you that shows up in your dreams at night. And then there's the you that's in a deep, dreamless sleep. Who is this traveler? Who is the I that passes through these completely different realities every single day? Is it even the same I? Right, so when we're awake, it feels simple. I am this body, and the world is solid and real. Then we go to sleep. In a dream, our physical body basically vanishes from our awareness, but that feeling of I is still there. It creates a whole new body in a new world that feels just as real. But then we hit deep sleep. And here, everything, the body, the world, your thoughts, it all just disappears. And yet, when you wake up, you say, I slept so well. You know that you were there. So what is this you that was still there when all the forms were gone? That something, that constant presence that's still there, even when the waking I and the dreaming I have completely vanished, this brings us to the very heart of this whole inquiry, the idea of an unchanging witness. I mean, this is really the million-dollar question, isn't it? In that total blackness of deep sleep, when every single form you identify with is gone, what's left? The answer is pretty profound. You are left. You don't just cease to exist. You simply stop being limited by a form. This constant formless presence has a name. It's called the sakshi, or the witness. Think of it as the silent awareness that was there to experience the waking world, it was there to experience the dream world, and, crucially, it was there to experience the complete absence of a world in deep sleep. It's not the experience itself, it's the knower of every experience. So what is this witness actually like? Well, for one, it's always there. It's never not been with you. It's totally formless, or nirākar, which is why it can experience both the presence of form and the absence of form. It's the one common thread running through every single experience you've ever had from birth till now. And according to this line of thought, this is your true, unchanging self. Now, I know this can all feel really abstract and kind of out there. So to bring this whole idea back down to earth, let's wrap up with one final, really beautiful analogy that ties it all together perfectly. Okay, just picture a simple clay pot. It seems pretty ordinary, right? But the relationship between this pot and the clay it's actually made from, well, it holds the entire secret to understanding our own true nature. So, you've got the pot. It has a specific shape, a name, a job to do, but it's temporary. It can and will eventually break. This is like our body, our personality, our ego. But what about the clay? The clay is the actual substance. It was there long before it was shaped into this one pot, and it'll still be there long after that pot has crumbled back into dust. The clay is eternal. It's formless. And that represents our true self, the witness, the ātma. When someone truly gets this, their whole perspective on life just flips. They realize, wait a minute, I'm the clay. I'm not just this pot. And from that viewpoint, what we call death isn't some terrifying end anymore. The pot breaking isn't the destruction of the self. It's just a change in form. The clay itself is totally untouched. And this leads to a pretty staggering conclusion. For anyone who identifies with the eternal clay and not the temporary pot, the entire idea of death, which only happens to the pot, becomes an illusion. That fear of ending, it just dissolves. And that brings us right back to where we started, with that one fundamental question. After going through all of this, who do you think you really are? Are you the pot, the temporary form, destined to change and eventually break? Or are you the clay, the eternal, unchanging substance that all forms come from and that all forms eventually return to?